Hey Marylou, I wanted to make a video response to your video response to 20 questions. They were kind of interesting questions, and I love you, so I wanted to make a video response, and I had to write them down. I am currently making meat sauce to freeze for days I don't feel like cooking. I put them in little containers and then I pull them out. It's perfect. And I'm also making some manicotti and cannelloni. The first question was, the last plane ride was, well, in early August when I went to go see Michael in LA. I do like to read for fun, but I read mostly nonfiction. Kind of a nerd that way. And I wish I were more fluent in languages. In other languages, I'm barely fluent in English, really. It's sad. But I do speak a little bit of Italian, a little bit of Chinese, a little bit of American Sign Language, and very little Spanish, which you would think I would know more being in Texas. I don't. I should. I took French in high school, which, makes sense. Living in Texas really was helpful. My bedroom is brown, dark chocolate brown. Have I ever cried in public? Well, I made a video where I kind of got a little teary-eyed, so yeah, yes. Do I make wishes or plans or both? I guess I would make both. I think that's kind of, I don't know, I think most people do. I would be surprised if someone made all plans and no wishes. And I would worry about someone who only made wishes. So I think both is a nice mix. I love learning new things. I'm kind of a nerd that way. I love watching DIY cooking shows, all sorts of. I may not remember them a week later, but I love learning them at the time. Do I currently have any piercings or tattoos or plans to get any? I only have my ears pierced and I have no tattoos. And I don't really have any plans to get a tattoo because I just don't like anything enough to have it on me for the rest of my life. I really had to sit down and think of something that I really have liked my whole life. But do I want a tattoo of that? I don't really think so. Skipping rocks and skimming stones. Well, as a kid, I could do that. I haven't done it in a long time, so maybe I could still do that. Have I ever dated outside of my race? No, I have not. I have dated outside of my gender, but that's not really very interesting, is it? Favorite lesson in school? Well, it was always art. Do I like traveling in airplanes? I don't necessarily love it. I love that I can get someplace at a fairly decent time, But I have this thing where I always have to tap the outside of the plane twice. Have I ever had my toes licked? Only, by pets. Dogs, cats, that, like you, Marylou. Not really into that. I've never licked anyone's toes either, for that matter. When was the last time I slept on the floor? I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, I fell asleep on the floor. Favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages? Well, I'm not a huge drinker, but I do love Captain Morgan rum. Thank you, Jason, for introducing me. My best hours of sleep. I require a lot of sleep. I really do. I think to be at my best, definitely 8 hours. Could I knock out 10 or 12? Absolutely. Oh no, I've become a question talker. I can get by on 6 hours of sleep, but it starts to wear on me after a while. Do I eat breakfast? No. I don't. I don't like to eat, really, when I get up for a couple hours. I don't. I'm not hungry when I wake up. Did I get in trouble for talking in class in school? Very rarely. I was very, very quiet in school. Do I think there's life on other planets? Yeah, absolutely. I think it could be life forms that we don't even understand as life, but and how did my parents pick my name? I don't know. I've asked my mom that question, and she has no idea. I was the third of 4 kids. I asked my mom about kind of everyone's name, and they picked some names When my brother, the firstborn, they picked his name, and they didn't even pick a girl's name. They just knew it was going to be a boy, and they just didn't even bother with it. And then my sister's name could go either way, a boy or girl, and they picked that and stuck with it. Really the same with all of us. My younger sister's name is Christy, and she's going to be Christopher or Christy. So the originality was not there. This was fun. Love you, Marylou.